President al-Sisi sends Independence Day congratulations to Sudan's leader Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. The UAE's ambassador in Cairo praises Egypt's efforts to facilitate humanitarian aid into Gaza. And Al-Azhar says Al-Aqsa Mosque incursions are the most dangerous escalation in years. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has sent a message of congratulations to Sudan's Sovereignty Council head Abdel Fattah al-Burhan on Sudan's Independence Day. The presidency said that al-Sisi's greetings were addressed to Burhan on the occasion to mark the national anniversary. It added that a presidential envoy, Hosam Zaatar, was dispatched to Sudan's embassy in Cairo to convey his congratulations and mark the celebration. The UAE's ambassador to Egypt, Hamad Obaid al-Zabi, has praised Egypt's efforts to facilitate the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza, citing close coordination between Abu Dhabi and Cairo. Al-Zabi told Sky News Arabia the cooperation reflects years of sustained coordination between the two countries to deliver assistance to Gaza. In North Sinai, Arish port has received an Emirati aid ship arriving from Abu Dhabi, carrying thousands of tons of food supplies. Port officials said the Egyptian Red Crescent in North Sinai began unloading the cargo in coordination with the Al-Faris Al-Shahm 3 initiative, ahead of the transferring of the assistance by trucks for onward delivery into Gaza. Palestinian monitoring figures say 2025 saw a record number of Israeli settler incursions at Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa compound, warning of a sharp escalation and growing concern over the status quo. Documented figures put the total of 62,853 incursions in 2025, the highest annual number on record and the first time the figure passes 60,000. That is up from 58,000 in 2024 and 51,000 in 2023. Compared with 2015, the increase is estimated at more than 350% over the decade. A leader of a group that campaigns for expanded access at the site praised what he called positive developments. Al-Azhar's Observatory for Combating Extremism described the trend as the most dangerous escalation in years and called for the urgent international action. Egypt entered 2025 with pressure on every front, a tight economy, a tense region, and big expectations at home. It ends the year with one clear takeaway: delivery. Under President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the state kept stability intact, kept reform moving, and kept national projects advancing, while widening protection for households and opening more space for private sector growth. From streets and services to factories and clean energy, and from a new administrative capital to Sharm el-Sheikh diplomacy, Egypt's 2025 story is a single, connected line: build capacity, strengthen resilience, and move forward.
Egypt's 2025 story was a year of steady delivery, visible progress, and a clear focus on building capacity across the state and the economy. Under President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's direction, the message stayed consistent: protect stability, expand opportunity, and keep national projects moving forward. Economically, Egypt kept its reform track active while reinforcing confidence in the country's direction. The priority was to strengthen fundamentals, attract investment, and widen the role of the private sector, while keeping social support in place for households that needed it most. The target was simple: a more resilient economy that can grow even under regional pressure. On the ground, the year carried a strong production headline. Egypt accelerated efforts to localize manufacturing and scale agro-industry, linking farms, storage, processing, and distribution into stronger value chains. That approach supports food security, reduces import pressure, and boosts the potential for export-ready products that carry the Made in Egypt stamp. Development remained front and center. Nationwide programs continued upgrading services in villages and underserved areas, improving water and sanitation, roads, schools, and healthcare. For millions, the change was practical: better access, better quality, and a stronger daily standard of living. Infrastructure also delivered major milestones. Modern transport projects advanced as part of a wider plan to reduce congestion, upgrade mobility, and connect communities to new economic corridors. The result is not only faster movement, it is higher productivity and stronger competitiveness. Diplomatically, Egypt stayed active and central in a turbulent region, reinforcing its role as a pillar of stability and a key voice in regional security and de-escalation. And 2025 carried a powerful cultural and tourism message. Heritage and museum projects strengthened Egypt's global brand and supported a wider push to attract visitors and investment. By the end of the year, the picture was cohesive: reform with protection, production with opportunity, infrastructure with competitiveness, diplomacy with stability, and heritage with global presence. Egypt moved forward, and delivery remained the headline.
United Media Services TV channels aired New Year's celebrations from Egypt's new capital, featuring fireworks and large-scale lights showing the mark of starting 2026. The coverage showed illuminated displays and fireworks over key sites in the new capital, alongside footage of New Year celebrations from around the world. Broadcasters said the program aimed to bring a shared sense of the moment to viewers in Egypt and across the Arab region, highlighting visual effects and large-scale lighting sequences as part of the countdown into 2026. North Sinai Governor Khalid Megawer has inspected the Rafah land crossing and the Awja crossing in review of the flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza and check border readiness ahead of Phase 2 of the Sharm el-Sheikh peace agreement. The governor reviewed operating procedures for receiving and processing incoming relief supplies, saying Egypt is prioritizing safe, orderly, and regular aid entry to reach people quickly. He also checked the system for receiving injured Palestinians arriving through Rafah, including immediate medical screening on arrival and transfer by equipped ambulances to designated hospitals based on each case. Megawer said executive, security, and medical teams are working around the clock with organizations and technical measures in place to keep the crossing ready for any developments in the next phase. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli praised the Cabinet's Higher Medical Relief Committee for its work in 2025, directing it to strengthen rapid response to urgent medical cases nationwide. A report by the committee's head, Dr. Hussein al-Masri, said the unit handled 14,194 medical distress calls received through WhatsApp, media outlets, and social media platforms. It said responses included 2,548 treatments at state expense decisions issued by the Prime Minister, medical procedures for 687 Gamma knife cases, and 542 approvals for half-matched bone marrow transplants. The report also cited 468 emergency decisions, support for 1,395 medicine requests, prosthetics and assistive devices for 865 cases, and medical convoys that examined more than 45,000 people across several governorates in coordination with the Egyptian Cure Bank Foundation. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli chaired a meeting to speed up completion and operation of Phase 1 projects under the Haya Karima initiative and prepare to move into Phase 2. Madbouli told ministers to secure funding and accelerate handover procedures so finished projects can enter the services and residents in targeted villages can benefit. Officials said more than 22,000 projects have been completed across sectors, with over 16,500 already handed over. The projects include ambulances, bridges, schools, government service complexes, housing, drinking water stations, youth and sports facilities, and social solidarity services. Officials said work is largely complete in the new valley, with only limited remaining projects in Gharbiya and Ismailia, while several other governorates are at advanced completion rates. Egypt's meteorological authorities warning of dense morning fog on Friday with reduced visibility on major roads along with rain chances on parts of the north and Sinai and rougher sea conditions. The authority says dense fog is expected from late night through 10 a.m. on some routes linking the north coast with Greater Cairo, Upper Egypt and Central Sinai, with visibility potentially dropping sharply. Conditions will be very cold early, milder by day, then very cold again overnight. Moderate rain is possible on parts of the northeastern coast and North Sinai, with lighter showers at times on the northwestern coast and parts of the delta. Winds may pick up along the north coast and South Sinai, with maritime navigation disrupted in parts of the Mediterranean and the Red Sea, including the Gulf of Suez, as winds reach 40 to 50 kilometers an hour and waves can rise 2 to 3 meters. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin from Egypt. But before we wrap up, here's a quick recap of the top stories making headlines for this hour. President al-Sisi sends Independence Day congratulations to Sudan's leader, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. The UAE's ambassador in Cairo praises Egypt's efforts to facilitate humanitarian aid into Gaza. And Al-Azhar says Al-Aqsa Mosque incursions are the most dangerous escalation in years. For more stories and live updates, follow Qnews on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok using the handle @QNewsEGY. From all of us here, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates here on Qnews.